Imagine pulling up to the gas station today and getting $20 back. You swipe your card for $60. The attendant walks out and hands you a $20 bill. Cold, hard cash. The pump clicks and you drive away. The woman at the Apple store hands you a $100 bill and tells you to have a nice day. The guy at the counter hands you a box with a phone and another $100 bill. Weird, but true. You call your friend and ask about his new car, and he tells you the dealer gave him $5,000? You pinch yourself, but this is not a dream. This is the Greenland discount. If the U.S. gets Greenland, everything in the U.S. will be cheaper. Let me explain. My name is Marion B., and I have an MBA in Accounting and Finance, and this is today's MBA Audit. Today we will look at the financial reasons why the U.S. wants Greenland on their asset sheet. The world is watching a real estate tug-of-war and wondering why a big piece of ice called Greenland is worth fighting about. The U.S. is pushing for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. The media is calling it a crisis. Denmark calls it an insult. And Americans are wondering if all the rumors about lower prices are true. But first, I'm going to tell you what they aren't telling you. Americans should want this more than anything. Greenland isn't just an island of ice with less than 60,000 people. It's a $2 trillion cheat code for the American economy. And if the U.S. pulls it off, life in the States gets a lot cheaper forever. There will be more jobs and more money. Sounds like a dream come true for our Americans. But the rest of the world isn't exactly sold on the idea of the U.S. threatening to take over the world, place by place. Before we get greedy and explain why the U.S. wants Greenland, here's a little backstory so you understand the scale of what we're talking about. Greenland is the biggest island on Earth, but it's not really that big. It's about 3 times the size of Texas. You can fit almost 4 Greenlands in the United States of America. But here's the crazy part. Only 56,000 people live there. 30 million people live in Texas, and 56,000 people live in Greenland. And Texas is about a third of the size. To put that in perspective, close your eyes and think about this. If Greenland were a man and Texas were a 6-month-old baby, Greenland, the man, would weigh 200 pounds. And Texas, the 6-month-old baby, you know how small a 6-month-old baby is, would weigh 110,000 pounds. Since it has that many more people. There are not too many people in Greenland, to say the least. You could fit the entire population of Greenland inside a college football stadium. But little Greenland has, get this, 10 times the wealth of the U.S. Greenland is rich in minerals and oil. It is the least densely populated place on Earth. Most Greenland people live in the capital, called Nuuk. The strange little town has 0 roads connecting it to any other town. Want to see your Greenland neighbor in the next village? Take a boat or dog sled. Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Denmark pays over $600 million a year just to keep Denmark going. And Greenland. Denmark is too expensive for Europe. But the U.S., it's a gold mine sitting waiting to be taken. Or acquired. Think about it. 88% of the people in Greenland are in the capital, Inuit. The other 6,000 people are spread out around an area about half the size of the U.S. Greenland has their own culture, their own prime minister, Jens Frederik Nielsen, and they're currently caught in the middle of a tug-of-war with the United States. Nielsen, their leader, says Greenland is not for sale. But with the U.S. threatening tariffs on Europe, the pressure is reaching a boiling point. Only the future can tell when and what will happen between the U.S. and Greenland. Now let's get greedy. I told you we were getting financially greedy a while ago, so here it is. Why does this matter to your bank account, greedy viewer? The rare earth minerals in Greenland. Every single piece of technology you own, whether it be your phone, your laptop, your refrigerator, relies on these rare earth minerals. Getting Greenland would make just about every household purchase cheaper because Greenland holds all these minerals, and it holds millions of tons of them. Greenland also holds minerals the US and England desperately need to survive. Greenland also holds tons of gold and silver, including the Nalunaq gold mine, which is currently ramping up to full capacity. Now let's talk about the stuff Europe and US need to survive. I'm talking about critical and strategic minerals. Greenland holds 25 out of 34 minerals that the European Commission considers critical for survival. Greenland also holds 43 of the 50 minerals the US needs for national security. All of this tech is pricey. Right now, China owns the market. They have a 70% monopoly on it. That means every time you buy a piece of tech, you're paying a China tax. China also sets the price, and you pay for it. Greenland has over 30% or 38 million tons of the world's total supply of these rare earth minerals used to make the expensive tech we use and we need for our survival. 38 million tons is a bunch. Close your eyes and picture this in your mind. Each person in America can make over 140,000 iPhones from the minerals in Greenland. If we own Greenland, we own the supply chain. We stop paying the middlemen, China, and other places. The cost of manufacturing an iPhone drop, that $1,100 iPhone, it's now under $1,000. That's a minimum, a bare minimum of $100 to $200 back in your pocket because we acquired Greenland. Now let's look at the numbers like an investor. Greenland isn't just a pile of rocks. It's a $2.4 trillion asset. If we split that value among every American citizen, that's roughly $7,000 in equity for every man, woman, and child in the US just by holding the deed to Greenland. Our national balance sheet shifts. It's like finding a lost inheritance in the attic that pays for a house for each and every person in America. Greenland has more oil than the United States. The radical environmentalists don't want you to hear this, but Greenland is a strategic petroleum reserve 2.0. If the US flies flags over those rigs, we aren't just energy independent, we're also energy dominant. Why do we want Greenland when we already have influence over Venezuela's $300 billion barrels? Now, you might hear people say that. Let me explain. As an MBA, let me tell you why that's the wrong question. Venezuela has quantity, but Greenland has quality. Venezuelan oil is heavy and sour. It's basically sludgy tar that costs a fortune to turn into gasoline. $3 a gallon gas from Venezuela versus $2 a gallon gas from Greenland, to put it in simple terms. Greenland's oil is light and sweet. That is the premium stuff. It's easier to pump, cheaper to refine, and go straight into your car with less work. If we get Greenland, we aren't just getting more oil, we are getting the best oil. Venezuela's fields are crumbling after decades of neglect, whereas Greenland is a pristine, untouched vault. It's the difference between buying a warehouse full of rusted scrap metal versus a small box of pure 24 karat gold. Which one would you rather have? One or the other, or like the US, both? And here's how you get that money back from the gas attendant. Economists are already projecting that tapping these reserves could force global oil down to less than $50 a barrel. For you, that means gas prices dropping by over $1 per gallon. If you put in $30 worth of gas each time you fill up, you'll get about $10 back. Money, money, money. This may sound crazy, but it's actually a good thing. Here's the shocking part. 80% of Greenland is covered by an ice sheet. Get this, the ice sheet is 2 miles thick. But as that ice melts, we aren't just finding oil, we're finding untapped basins that have been sealed away for millions of years. This isn't just about independence from the Middle East and China, it's about global control. If the US controls the Greenland reserves, we dictate the global price of energy. We become the gas station for the entire Western world. Now, if cheaper gas from your car and discounts at Best Buy and the Apple Store did not move you, how about this next Greenland discount? Here's even more of the Greenland discount, the Amazon effect. Most of the things on Amazon will be cheaper. The products and shipping costs will be lower because of lower energy costs to ship. Not because Amazon loves you, maybe they do, but we love Greenland more. Logistics, aka how things get from point A to point B, global warming is a hot topic. But from a purely greedy perspective, it's opening the Northwest Passage. This would cut the cost of most of our items that we ship today around Greenland. Right now, a cargo ship from Asia has to go all the way through the Suez Canal to reach the East Coast. It takes forever and it also costs a fortune. But the Arctic route through Greenland shaves 20 days off that trip. Think about that. That's 20 days less fuel, 20 days less labor. That could mean a 10% permanent price drop on even everything at Walmart, Amazon, and Target, and more. It's a prime membership for the entire country, paid for by the Danish territory of Greenland. Why is the pressure so high right now? Because the US aren't the only ones looking into Greenland. Russia has already built over 50 Arctic military outposts, and China has declared itself a near-Arctic state. China wants the minerals, and Russia wants the minerals, and the US wants the minerals. They want the Greenland shipping routes also. If the US doesn't take the deal now, they aren't just losing money, they're letting their biggest rivals park their warships in the United States backyard. It's buy now or pay a much higher price and conflict later, just in case. In the short term, yeah, your German car parts or your French wine may get a little bit more expensive for a little while, but it's a trade war. And that happens. But the goal is the grand prize of Greenland. The US is betting that Europe will fold to protect their own economies. And when they do, the US wins Greenland. The US is at a crossroads. They can keep things the same, relying on China for minerals and the Middle East for oil, or take the most valuable piece of real estate on the planet and secure the next 100 years of American wealth and security. Think greedily about this video next time you see a headline about the Greenland crisis. Don't think about the politics. Think about that $20 bill at the gas pump. Think about that $5,000 back when you buy a car. The US is trying to buy freedom from foreign monopolies. They're buying a cheaper, better life for the US kids. Greenland is the future, and the future belongs to the bold. Dreams of taking Greenland. What are your thoughts? I think we should, you tell me first. Stay greedy, stay smart. I'll see you in the next one. I am Marion B with the MBA Audit.